Hello, Matt. This is Tom Bateman, and this is my movie blog. So the movie that I've chosen for my video blog is Training Day. It stars Denzel Washington, who plays the role of Detective Alonzo Harris, who is a narcotics officer in charge of training a rookie narcotics officer, Jake Hoyt, who is played by Ethan Hawke. At approximately 27 minutes into the video, Detective Harris and Officer Hoyt are driving through the streets, and Hoyt looks down an alley and sees what appears to be a crime being committed, which is a man attacking a female. Because he's seen this happening, he has probable cause to arrest and search a suspect. So Harris stops the car, and Hoyt runs down the alley to stop the attacker. Once there, another man jumps out from behind a garbage can, tries to attack him, and after a brief scuffle, Hoyt is able to apprehend both men, get them in cuffs, and search them. Now, because he witnessed a crime happening, and also because they did attack him, he had probable cause to detain them and search them without a warrant, which is allowed under the Fourth Amendment. A little bit later on, about 37 minutes into the movie, Detective Harris and Officer Hoyt, they stop by a street corner to make a drug buy. The suspect comes up in his wheelchair, and he's talking to the cops, and the cops asks the cops what they want. He never mentions anything about having drugs or selling drugs. Just asks them what they want. The officer says, "I want some crack." Obviously, he wasn't using street lingo, so the suspect realizes he's probably dealing with cops and just turns and leaves. At this point in time, Detective Harris tells Hoyt to go get him. So Hoyt gets out of the car, chases the suspect down, and apprehends him and cuffs him and searches him. While searching him, he doesn't find any drugs on him, but he does find a weapon on him. After a few minutes, Detective Harris shows up, questions the suspect again, wanting to know where the drugs are, if he has any on him. Suspect tells him he doesn't have any. Detective Harris, being a seasoned veteran on the streets, figures he probably took the crack and swallowed it. So he takes a pen and forces the suspect to throw up and basically get the crack out of his system, which he does, and as he throws up, there's crack there on the floor. At no point in time throughout this whole process did they see the suspect selling drugs. They had no idea, no proof that he had drugs on him. When he was being chased, they didn't see him swallowing the drugs. So by apprehending him and searching him, causing him to throw up, they violated all of his Fourth Amendment rights. So they were not following constitutional law at all in that situation. A little bit later on, at about 43 minutes into the movie, Detective Harris and Officer Hoyt decide to stop by a home to serve a search warrant on the home. So they quickly flash the paper to the homeowner and get their way into the house, and they begin to search the house. Now, throughout the whole time, it appears that they're doing it, constitutionally in the way they're supposed to. However, the homeowner asks multiple times to see the search warrant. Officer Hoyt, who is watching the homeowner and her child, says, "It'll be just a minute. My partner has the search warrant. When he's done, he can show it to you." Detective Harris continues to search the house, comes back out, says, "I didn't find anything. It's my mistake. Sorry." And as they're leaving, the homeowner says, "I want to see that search warrant." At this point in time, Detective Harris takes a piece of paper, gives it to her, and as she opens it up, it is a Chinese takeout menu. So Detective Harris obviously had no search warrant, no probable cause, no reason to go in and search the house, which is a clear violation of their Fourth Amendment rights. One of the reasons I chose this movie is because it deals a lot with some of what was discussed in Chapter 8 on police ethics and police deviance. A lot of this movie deals with police corruption, and on some level, the whole idea of noble cause corruption. And the reason I say that is because throughout this movie, Detective Harris is always basically breaking a lot of Fourth Amendment laws on the smaller fish, on the smaller dealers, trying to get to the big dealer, trying to get to the one that he can lock up that will take the most amount of drugs off the street. So it's kind of one of those things. He might be breaking the law with all these little ones, but he's doing it to try and get the big problem out of the way. So even though it's not right, even though he does do a lot of corrupt things throughout this movie, his goal is to get the big fish off the street. So that's where I think it kind of falls into the noble cause corruption area. Thank you.